Good morning, poker people. Starting up a new stream this morning and actually starting up a brand new week. We're going to just dive right into it. No preamble. Let's do this. This week's theme is going to be filtering through hands within PokerTracker 4. So these are the items that I talked about at the beginning of the week, all the 4 different weeks we're going through. Week 2 right here. So let's just get right to it. When it comes to the beginning of every week, as I'm planning my week, the very first thing I do is I record my stats year to date, or the preceding week's stats, what I did. So one of the things about this, though, is I did not play that many hands. I didn't play nearly what I wanted to, and there's a few reasons for that. One of the reasons is because this whole thing just took up a lot more time than I thought it would. Preparing for every day, sending out the emails, just doing all that stuff. It just took a lot longer than I was expecting it to. So this has been cannibalizing some of my time. And like I've mentioned before in the podcast, and I probably have mentioned it here, if I need to cannibalize my time from somewhere, it's going to be from poker play. I'm not going to cannibalize it from my family or any other outside commitments. Poker play is the first thing that goes, which is a bummer. And actually, I cannibalize my sleep time as well, which is bad. I get oftentimes between 5 to 6 hours a night. I want 8 hours though, but with so much going on, I just need to get better about being productive and utilizing my time and doing the things I should do when I should do them, so that I have more time for sleep, more time for poker play. That's going to be the goal this week, and I'll type that out in just a little. Actually, let me put that in now so that I do not forget. Okay. This week's goal. All right, so the goal this week is to hit 4,200 hands. That's 7 days times 600 hands per day. That shouldn't be too difficult. The thing is, I just need to get on all my other tasks, get stuff done so that I have time in my day to play poker. That's the thing. So this is the numerical goal I'm going to hit, but the way to get there is by being productive in every other aspect of my life here. So let's get back to the stats for today. Just looking at the thing here. Nobody in the lobby just yet, but hopefully plenty of people are watching this after the fact. So let's look at my current stats here. Okay, 5,600 hands is what I've played. Last week I played 4,500, so I've only put in 1,100 hands, which is not that much. But this is 1,100 hands on ACR at 6 max. I put in some hands ACR at 9 max, full ring. I also put in some hands here as Wacky Wan on Carbon because ACR was having issues. I put in 500 hands here on Carbon. So I did put in over 2,000 hands, which is decent. I just want to hit that 4,200. I would love to have 4,000 hands. Even 5,000 would be good. But I'm going to start off with a simpler goal of 4,200, which is 600 per day. And you can see here, as Wacky Wan on Carbon, pretty decent numbers and everything. EP, look at that, 0 for 0. I mean, it's only 42 hands. I didn't get dealt a single hand worth opening in the EP. I'm not opening ace-9 off. That was the strongest hand I was dealt out of 42 hands in early position. Ace-4 off could have, or ace-4 suited could have been an open, but maybe I was at a table with some lags behind me and I didn't want to. Other than that, all this other stuff, look at not a single pocket pair, not even ducks, no 7s, no 6s, yeah, nothing. Yeah, so it's funny, I've never noticed that after a few sessions. I played 3 sessions total, maybe just 2 sessions total, and didn't get any hands to open with from EP. And then you could see I was positive in the big blind, which is great. Small sample, it's just normally you're negative, and the negative 27 out of the small blind, that's good. But I was up $39. If we go back to Frisky Misky, I'm $43 profit for the year. And last week I was $88. So I am $39 down for the year, but I was $38 up in Carbon. So for the week of play, a little over 2,000 hands, I'm basically break even at this point. over just 1 week, you know. So what I'm going to do, oftentimes as I'm doing this, if I put in anywhere over 3,000 hands, I'll just do my stats on the 3,000 hands. But 4,500 to 5,600, it's basically just 1,200 hands. It's really not enough to look at just those stats. So for 1 more week, I'm going to look at my stats year to date as a whole. I'm going to enter those in, see the changes, and then next week, once I put in the 4,200 hands, this will just be 4,200 hands, and then we'll compare week to week, or year to date versus the prior week right there. So let's go ahead and do this. No filters on. Yep. So these are hands I have so far. We're going to do this again. This is actually 2017 year to date. Through 4, 8, and 5.6K hands. $43 up. Now this might be a little bit boring, but I'm just showing you my whole process that I do on Sundays to plan for the future week. And it's also, a part of planning is also a look back at the past. Increased VPIP just a tiny bit. 13. I'm still, well, I only added 1,200 hands, about 1/4 the hands, and so it's not going to affect the stats too much. Next week, there should be a big change in the stats. Hope for that at least. Let's see, VPIP, PF, oh yeah, call preflop 2-bet, 8, raise first in, 20%, open and fold, 71%, open and call, 14%. I'm not a big fan of that open and call. At 14%. I want that down a little bit lower, somewhere right around 10 to 12%. Let me take a look at that just to verify. Because 10, now that I say it out loud, 10 feels a little low. Let's say I am opening from early position. Let's say I have roughly a 10% range from early position. Every pair, this stuff looks good. We can throw in ace 10 suited and king jack suited. So let's say I'm opening this from early position. If somebody three bets me, what am I going to call with out of position here? This is 150 combos. In the first instance, 150 combos. In the first instance, when I'm being 3-bet from somebody in position, depending on who's 3-betting and how much, and oftentimes they 3-bet 3x. I'll often be folding those hands, probably folding these, just depending on who it is. Just think about my average tight aggressive player who likes to 3-bet for value mostly. So that's what I'm 4-betting. Maybe 4-betting, possibly calling these ones here. Ace jack suited, I'm often folding that from early position. Ace queen off, ace king, I'm either 4-betting or calling. Ace queen suited, ace queen off, either 3-betting, not 3, but 4-betting or calling as well. So I'm continuing with 68 hands here. So 68 divided by 150, 45%. Oh, interesting. I think I'm thinking something weird. So what if I'm getting 3-bet by somebody out of position? Probably add those back in. So 88 combos. So this is actually way too low. Way too low. Possible leak. I would say so. Possible leak. Look at hands, and this is one thing that, because we're talking about PokerTracker 4 filters today, this is one thing that I can be doing through this coming week. Look at hands. Look at hands where I face a 3-bet. Nice and simple. So let's get back to this now. Attempt to steal. %, steal, fold to 3-bet, 67%, fold to steal, 85, call the steal, 10, 3-bet re-steal, only 5%. I do want to get that up. You can see right here, I'm basically hitting mostly value range, throwing in some 9s and 8s and maybe like ace 10 suited and stuff. I'm not 3-bet re-stealing nearly enough. Up this puppy here. Oh, hey, Vader, what's up, buddy? Yeah, thank you for the 2-bet calling ranges cheat sheet. You're welcome. You're welcome. Please use that. Let me know how that goes as well. once you start using that in session. 3-bet here. Ooh, 3-bet, man, look at that. A bit. So it's a really good thing to be looking at these stats on a weekly basis, I would say, because then you could just find spots where you're just playing way too nitty, or even way too loose and getting taken advantage of, because you're too loose and folding to re-steals and 3-bets a lot. 3-bet and fold 62%. 3-bet and fold. Oh, interesting. Well, maybe it could just be a function of it's only 5,600 hands, but that jumped up quite a bit. I could have been maybe faced a lot of 3-bets from some nitty 3-betters. It's possible. So I was folding, or facing 4-bets from some nitty 4-betters right there. So I was folding. Pre-flop limp 0.3. No, that's nothing. That's good though. Oh, c-betting now. Nice. I would like this number to be higher, and I would like my double barrel about 10% lower. So I would like this to be anywhere from 65 to 70, and then this one to be 55 to 60, in that range. I feel that c-bets can be a little bit more, can still be very profitable, and they can be pulled off a lot in position. So I should be c-betting the flop just a little bit more here. I'll try to up that. And also this week we'll take a look at these stats, or take a look at ways to filter for these hands to see opportunities that we are missing. C-bet the river only 38. Bet river in general 30. Fold to flop. C-bet. Turn and river, I'm the same player. Not facing any river C-bets right here. Might be because I'm folding a little too often. I should look for reasons to stay in here. For example, I have position. The opponent has some type of weakness, either in their range, or they're just a weak player in general who's just throwing out a weak bluff. Another thing, small bets. Small bets equal weakness for sure. And then future bluff opportunities I want to look for. So I want to find reasons to stay in the pot a little bit longer, or a little bit more often, I should say. Fold to flop, bet here. Just in general, I fold 65% of the time to just any kind of flop bet, whether it's a raise or not. Fold to turn 79, fold to river 73. Total AF, there we go. Good. My aggression frequency 5. Ooh. 5 is, oh no, that's a various streets, but 5 is pretty aggressive. I am up there. Where's total? Where's AFQ? There it is. 53%, pretty good. 1 win soft flop 43, went to showdown 23, 1 money at showdown 63. So I'm still getting to the flop. I'm still getting to showdown with the best of it. I'm folding earlier, you know. Let's go back to win rates here. See what the win rates are by position. 39, 23, 31, 17, negative 65. That's not great, but it's not bad either. But I'm following it up with a good win rate in the small blind. So when I'm coming in the small blind, I'm either calling with pretty decent hands, or I am 3-bet re-stealing with a strong range. Well, I shouldn't say with a strong range. Hopefully I'm doing some steals, but as we saw earlier, 3-bet re-steal only 5%. It's just really not that high. I think today, or not today, starting tomorrow, we'll really dive into all these places where I made notes as we're using the filters for this week's study theme. And then we'll look for these, and I'll find out where, or areas where I can just be doing a better job of it, for sure. Let's see here. Now, see the flop in position. Now, this is something that I do. I don't know of I wonder, have I ever tried to look? See if there's some kind of a weird stat that I don't know about. Position. Pre-flop position. No, that's not positional awareness. Position flooring, position in general. No. Groups of values. Nope. Already do that. Okay. Ratio of the times a player open the pot with a raise on the button to the times they open the pot with a raise in early position. Yeah, that's unnecessary stat. When it comes to positional awareness, all you have to look at is your VPIP or PFR. Look at it by position. As position gets later, that number should increase. So holy cow, I'm only stealing 23. I'm only raising 20% of the time. This is really low. I need to steal a heck of a lot more. Where is it here? So you can see this is my KISS 6max and full ring cash game ranges. I've given this out in the past. You can see in the button I should be at 31%. All of these suited kings, king 10 off, ace all the way through ace deuce. Every pocket pair, of course, suited connectors, suited gappers and stuff. This is what I should be raising. So one of my focuses this week is going to be utilizing. So that's one goal. This week's goal. Two goals this week. One, hitting that. Goal number 2 is using my KISS cash game ranges and trying to get these numbers up for sure. Where's that steal percentage? Just straight steal. Attempt to steal. Man. Way too low. And so you could see my overall stats, 1713 or 16.5. Actually, I might as well keep it the same. 16 because it was 16.59, 16.57, 16.59. Okay, because my stats are the same, I have been way too nitty, and I can tell by looking at these stats. So I just gotta start getting aggressive. One of the issues with this is on ACR. Lately, it seems like it's so much more lag and reg infested that they like to 3-bet a lot, so I've been tightening up. So I'm going to continue to react to my opponents, and if lags have position on me, I need to tighten up because I don't want to get 3-bet a lot. I don't want to fight aggression with aggression, but at the same time, I should be doing a better job of switching tables, finding better tables, finding better seats on these lags, so that I can take advantage of their tendencies. Because when those lags and the regs have position on you, it makes your life a lot harder. So that's what I've got to focus on that as well this week. So see the flop in position here. Hand details, player position on the flop, simply in position. So far 5,600 hands altogether. Let's see how many times I've gotten to the flop in position. 216. It's really not that much. I don't like this. I don't like where this percentage is heading. I think I need to work on getting to the flop in position much more often. You can see last time I was at 201. This one jumped, seeing the flop in position by 49 hands. Yeah, 49 hands. If this jumps up by the same 49, I'm at 250, and I'm seeing the flop out of position way too often if that's the case. Oh, what am I doing here? Yeah, hand details. Player position. Oh, flop. 230. It didn't jump up by as much, so it's a little bit better of a percentage now. 230. Oh, I didn't record it. Let's see here. 87 big blinds per 100 is my win rate. That's not too bad. I mean, anything's positive is good, so whether I'm seeing the flop in position or out of position, I'm making money right now. I forgot to record this one. In position was 289. So this just goes to show this is bread and butter in position with the betting lead. Yeah, this is a bread and butter in position with the betting lead right here. When you made the raise pre-flop and somebody calls, maybe they limp called from one of the early positions, or they called out of the blinds, that is the best chance that you have, the best opportunity to making money. That's why it's a bread and butter situation. I think I first heard that from Tommy Angelo. I think that might be the first place I've heard of bread and butter. So whip out the calc. 216 plus 239 means 455 times I saw the flop. 47% in position. So a little bit better than last week. 53%. But really, that's just not good enough. I want this over 50. Preferably near 55%. I really want that right there. I have a student right now who he's a great player, but he is at 55%, and his profitability, he hit some negative variance recently, and I won't get into that. But anyway, his profitability is pretty darn good, and he sees the flop in in bread and butter situations all the time as the pre-flop raiser with position, and it's just awesome like that. Let me show you something real quick. So when you see the flop right here, this is just in general seeing the flop, right? Let's look at and it's in position. Let's look at bread and butter, where we were the pre-flop 2-better here. Now, maybe we got 3-bet and got called. Maybe we 3-bet, then we got 4-bet. This will show all those hands. But let's take a look when we were in position on the flop with initiative. Oh, we went down a little bit, but still 190 big blinds right there. Now, 190 big blinds per 100 hands win rate. Let's say we were in position, but we were the pre-flop caller. My guess is it'll be lower. Called a 2-bet. So from 198 to now 99, it exactly 1/2 the win rate right here. So you can see your bread and butter situations are when you get to the flop with position as the pre-flop raiser. That's it right there. And then we'll look at these filters, and we'll look for a ton of different filters this week. All right, so that's that stuff. So those are our stats. I have a lot to work on this week for sure. A lot of ways that we can dive into. I'm going to utilize this list right here as we go through the week to see, where I can improve my game, where I can bring my A game up, bring my C game up, and be a better player all together. That's all that stuff. Okay. So of course, so after taking those stats, we saw our prior week how things have been going, and then we have a good idea of some of the focuses for this week, what we want to improve with our game. So let's get back to now our weekly plan, making a plan for what we need to study this week. So the theme is filtering through hands with PokerTracker 4. Now I purposely chose the items on this list. There's question marks because I'm not sure if that's exactly what I want to tackle in the coming weeks. I got to think about that a little bit more. But I chose the things on this list: assigning accurate 2-bet calling ranges, filtering through hands in PokerTracker, facing flop raises, and assessing and preventing tilt. I chose those 4 topics because they're ones that listeners would email me and have questions about. These are the biggest topics, other than just the general topic of hand reading. Hand reading is number 1. But beyond that, these are the 4 topics that people ask me about all the time. How do I do this? How do I do that? What can I do here to prevent this? Or how can I improve this? So they ask me about this stuff all the time. I get asked about PokerTracker 4 and how to utilize it quite a bit. Not only do I get asked just about PokerTracker 4, but I get asked by people saying, how do I fix this leak? I think this is a leak. How do I research it? How do I improve this skill? How do I improve this part of my game? And a lot of those things come, or a lot of the answers to those come from doing really good PokerTracker 4 filtering and utilization and understanding stats and stuff. So I figured for somebody who just needs to work on their game and they don't know how to utilize PokerTracker 4, or for somebody who just bought it and doesn't know what to do, or somebody who bought it a long time ago and they only use the HUD and nothing else, this is a perfect granular topic of study for them. And what I mean by granular topic of study, so I chose this theme because I thought about the poker focusing question. the poker focusing question is, what's the one thing I can study right now such that by learning it, everything else will be easier or unnecessary? So for people wanting to improve their game and who have PokerTracker 4, people who have never used PokerTracker before but just bought it, or people who've been using it for a long time and only use the HUD, they're just not getting as much out of this software as they can. And so that's why this could be, for some people, a granular topic of study. PokerTracker 4 will lead you to exactly where your leaks are. It'll show you all the hands where you played poorly. It'll show you all the hands where you played correctly. And then so by utilizing PokerTracker 4, we could just improve our games in general. So this is a great software to learn for everybody. I didn't choose Flopzilla through these 4 weeks, and the reason why is because we're just going to be utilizing Flopzilla so much in everything that we do over the 4 weeks that I think everybody who needs to learn it will just kind of, as they're using it themselves, you just gradually learn. I could do a week on it in the future, but yeah, PokerTracker 4 is the most important software to really learn and to dive into, and then Flopzilla just kind of comes with time as you use it more, you know. So this topic would be very good for somebody just getting into PT4. Yep, all that right there. So once you study this, filtering through hands with PokerTracker 4, once you get good at using the filters, here's some future dominoes that you can knock over. You can dive into Leak Tracker and learning how to utilize that. You can understand all the different stats. You can understand the HUD and pop-up creation and editing your own HUDs or creating your own HUDs and like that. Hey, Dalen, you're awake. It's only 5:45. Really?
But so close to 6.
Can you go lay down just a little bit longer? No? Okay. Go get yourself a blanket then. It's cold in here.
Yeah, I'm fine.
You're fine? Okay. All right, 5:45 on a Sunday and he woke up already. Did I wake you up with my talking? Or did you just wake up?
Just woke up.
Okay,
I could have woken up at 4:30 or 3:30.
I'm glad you didn't. I would have sent you back to bed for sure. Okay, shh. So, anyway, the future dominoes here. Yeah, PokerTracker 4 related. Once you learn how to use the filters, you can dive into this other stuff to help you improve your game. And outside of PokerTracker 4, learning PokerTracker 4 will lead to helping you finding and fixing your leaks, improving your A game, even when you become a coach. You know, part of my coaching, or a big part of my coaching, is diving into my students' PokerTracker 4 database and finding leaks, finding instances, finding hands where we can work through and improve their skills with just, you know, by diving into hands and everything. So these are all the things that by learning this, we'll be able to do this other stuff in the future. Here's this week's goals. Okay, so before we get to the hypothesis, you all have this already, the Smart Poker Study weekly poker study plan. I will include it in today's email as well one more time. But this is something that I use. You can print this up, write it out yourself. I use the Word document here to put everything in. So the first part of it is the theme, the week of, well, this week, and the hypotheses, what I think I'll learn from studying this week. I'll learn new leaks to find with the filters. I'm pretty sure I will. I'll learn there are some things that just can't be filtered. Exactly. So there are, I know from experience too, that I've tried to look for specific hands relating to something, but sometimes the closest you can get is like a group of hands, and you'll have to go through those hands to find the hand exactly that you're looking for, because, you know, there's just so many ways that you can filter, but I'm sure some things will be left out of the filters, but we're going to do our best to find everything for sure. Let's see. I'll learn how to turn each stat Yes, I'll learn how to turn each stat into a filter. I don't know how to put this. Each leaky stat into a filter. Let me put an example here. Example, turn cbet honesty So maybe c-bet flop goes from 70% to the turn at 30%. So if you find somebody like this, or if you were like this, your flop c-bet is 70%, way up here. But then all of a sudden on the turn, you only c-bet 30% of the time. That means you're turn honest. You're showing that you have a strong hand by betting the turn, or you have a weak hand when you check the turn. Well, I'm sure I can turn each leaky stat into a filter. This is a leak, such a big jump from 70 to 30. I'm sure I can turn each of those, or find a filter for each of those. I'll learn how to find a filter. That's what I want to say. There we go. I'll learn how to find a filter for each leaky stat right here. So whether it's you know, 3-betting way too low, folding on the river too often, whatever it is, I'll be able to find a filter for each leaky stat. That's I believe I'll be able to this week. Okay, so some quantifiables. We are going to be looking through all of the major leaky stats, right? Stats. So let's when it comes to leaky stats, let's look at Leak Tracker. So these are all the stats that Leak Tracker tracks. So what I want to do is, I think I want to record all of these stats right now. I think so, yeah. PFR, 3-bet. What is going on? 3-bet, and I'll just go in order. C-bet flop, flop AF, because I think fold to flop c-bet, fold to flop bet, lots of stats to look at, actually. I don't know if I want to record. Might as well record them all. It's not going to hurt. Hold on one sec. Let's do it one more time. I can always delete. So turn, okay, on the river, river AF. Attempt to steal in late position. I'd rather just record attempt to steal. Fold to steal. SB 3-bet re-steal. BB 3-bet re-steal. Total AF. Q went to showdown, or yeah. Oh no, this is one money at showdown. I prefer that $. Went to showdown, one when saw flop, went to one at showdown after river call. Interesting right there. All right, you know, I've never actually used that stat. So that's a new one for me to utilize. Delete those cells. Great. So let's take a look at these stats right now. So I recorded my normal stats, but these are the stats that, because I'm going to be filtering and learning how to filter for all of these different stats, especially if the numbers are outside of the norm, especially if they're outside of a winning regs numbers, I'm definitely going to dive into them to try to figure out how I can improve them and, you know, add more to my winnings. So let's see, do I have a filter on? No, I don't. VPIP in the beginning, 16.5, 12. And I know this stuff might be just slightly boring a little bit, but here's the thing, I am showing you exactly what I do on a weekly basis. So, don't worry about the bold for now. Flop C-bet 59, turn C-bet 55. Oh, river C-bet's not there, that's right. Let's see here. AF, AF, turn AF, C-bet flop, flop. Fold to flop C-bet. There we go. Fold to flop 58. Fold to turn bet. Fold turn bet 79. Fold to flop bet 65. Okay. Also, I'm much more turn honest when it comes to facing bets right there. Where's all those AF numbers? There they are. Flop AF 5. River AF. River AFQ 43. Fold to river bet. Oh, missed that one. There it is. Folder 73 on the river. Yep, I am pretty darn honest versus those river bets. Attempt to steal and fold to steal. Steal stats now. Here we go. Yep. Steal 85. Folding way too often to steals. Small blind. 3-bet re-steal. 4%, 5%. Total 8. Oh, goodness gracious. Now I got to go back. Let's see here. Okay. Total AF 5. Total AFQ 53, 1 money at showdown. That's that last percentage. So went to showdown 23. 1 when saw flop 43. So 1 at showdown after a river call. One at showdown percentage after a river call. Never looked at this. Add that one in there, just double click in it. Shebang. Report will refresh, go all the way over. Call river and 1 at showdown, 64%. Pretty good. Whoops. Interesting. That'll be a cool one to look at when it comes to filtering right there. Okay, so study methods and content. So this is from last week. I just left it here for myself right here. Let's see. Off the felt. On the felt. So what am I going to do to study this or to continue my studies? Yeah, off the felt and on the felt. Off the felt. Lots of PT for filtering, of course. Let's see here. On the felt, I'll be doing focus sessions on big leaks and making better plays in relation to them. Let's see here. Off the felt, lots of hand reviews with in leaky spots, of course. Flopzilla work, I'll be doing plenty of that. I'll also be recording all of my filters for future use. Recording / saving all of my filters for future use. So on the focus sessions, for sure, I'll be using tick sheets to keep me focused, and that's something I discuss in the book, and you'll see me in some future play streams using my tick sheets, and that's good for now. I'll keep that. Let's take a look for some content on PokerTracker for filters. Let's see, what do we got here? Quick filters, HUD filters. Let's just look up filters to start. Ooh, there's a filters guide on PokerTracker for global filters, aka more filters. Customize your PokerTracker with quick filters. We'll see what that says. It's probably just a very simple video. How to use PokerTracker for filters to improve your poker game. Let's take a look at that real quick. PokerTracker for, hey, that's me. Best 5 features in PokerTracker by Split Suit. Oh, let's see what he says there. Free PokerTracker filters, Poker Leak Buster. Let's see what they say. How to conduct a poker database review by Black. Oh, that's good. By Black Rain. I can use that one for sure. PokerTracker analyzing 3-bet. Let's just Monday challenge. Use poker spin SNG. Don't know what that is. So this is, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We probably won't use all of those. I don't know what that is. Oh, I've clicked on it before. How do you get better at using PokerTracker for use poker? Oh, let's see what that is. Favorite PokerTracker filters? I'm not a fan really of learning from Reddit, but favorite filters, if they get a lot of responses, that might help learn some new filters that I've never thought of. Videos, guide to PokerTracker for my reports with saved filters. I don't know what that is. How to use PokerTracker by Pokey. Oh, PokerTricks.com. I used to... Interesting. This is one of the first training sites. He put up free videos. PokerTricks did. If this is the same PokerTricks, I have no idea. But that was like back in 08 or 09 that I discovered PokerTricks. 08, I think it was. 50/50s, no. PokerTracker for filters. Poker.org. PokerTracker for filter list. Okay, let's take a look at that. That's a lot of content, so let's see here. Global filters, aka more filters. Cash game filters. Oh, so this is just talking about what's there. Yeah, so I don't need this. So these are different. So this is the forum. Oh, no, wait. Oh, these are quick filters. Oh, this is the download page for quick filters. Oh. I don't need to download them, but I can look at these. Check raise flops with less than 2 pair. Okay. Call 3-bet after active play. I can take a look at these and see if any of them I want to add to my own filter list. Button call versus under the gun open. Yeah. I guess, yeah. So we'll save this one. We'll use that.
Hey. Welcome to a
Invictus.
short
Oh, this is a BPC.
how to use
Better poker coaching.
filters in your database.
Let me put this on so I can hear it.
Poker game. Lately I got a lot of questions in my blogs since I write about filters, and it's not necessary about all mistakes in your whole game plan within seconds. And
Find leaks in your poker game using PokerTracker for filters. Okay, this is a new one. We didn't learn anything from Invictus and BPC in last week's session. Let's definitely watch this one. So 1, 2 items already. My 5 favorite features. So this is just features. Okay, now we don't need split suits here. Find poker leak. Average 10 to 25 significant leaks found. Free PokerTracker filters. You must right click and save. Oh, this is just a filter. I don't want to save your filters. I want to find them on my own. See, one of the things about the filters, the whole filtering system, is you want practice going through and finding them yourself. So this is a good list. For example, called flop raise with top pair, top kicker. How do I take this just this line, and how do I filter that for myself, which is easy to do once you understand the filters. But so this is actually a good list real quick that I can go through, and I can show you how to, you know, filter for each and every one of these. So that's a good list. How to conduct a poker database review, a complete walkthrough guide. Wow. Da, 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 da. Where's your headers? PokerTracker stats comparison. So these are all the stats that he uses to look at a database. Okay. Best players is a measuring stick. How do you find the biggest winners at your stake? Interesting. This is a good one to study. Black Rain, I'm telling you, Black Rain knows his stuff. This is a good one to study. Monday challenge. Use PokerTracker 4 filters. It's extremely easy and may give you a lot of knowledge about your leaks. What is this? Spin SNG. I don't know this site. Oh, wait, what are you telling me here? This week, use at least 3 new button reports to analyze your game. Don't know what we're talking about. Head here. Yeah, what are you talking about? Forget it. I don't know what this is. They're not saying anything. Their articles are really small. 66 pages. Decision point. Da, da, da. Here's the decision point. Even though they both play cards. Utilizing PokerTracker 4. How do you get better at poker using PokerTracker 4? Da, 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 da. Double clicking, right clicking. Discover, analyze your range with Hold'em range visualizer. Game details. Wow, this is a pretty, looks to be a pretty thorough explanation of how to use PokerTracker 4. I'm going to check this one out. 66 pages. I'm going to scan through it. I mean, this is the kind of thing that you can want to go even deeper. Wow. Okay, this is some pretty good stuff. Favorite filters. Like I said, I'm not going to look at Reddit. I mean, and then they mention a ton of filters that he mentions here, and then this used a ton of filters. You know, that's enough to dive into. I don't need anything from Reddit. Guide to PokerTracker 4, my reports with saved filters. Wait, what? Oh, it's a video? $2 minutes?
Filters can be saved to restrict.
Whatever, dude. PokerTricks.com. Yeah, this still looks pretty, Yep, this is the site I used to learn from. How crazy videos. I didn't know it was still around. This might be old stuff. I mean, oh, Red Star Poker? Yeah, that was back in the day that he talked about this stuff. I think this is all, I think this is really old stuff. The following article was found on a 2+2 forum. Oh, how to use PokerTracker and can be found here. Let's see how old this article is. That tells me how old this page is. 06. Yep, I was learning from this stuff back in 08. So he's talking about PokerTracker, but this is probably PokerTracker 3. How's my stealing defended? Nah, I'm not going to bother trying to learn from that. Forum. PokerTracker 4 filter list. Well, it's a very short filter list. Forget it. I don't need this one. All right, so pieces of content. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 good pieces of content to learn from for sure this week. Let's go like this so I can easily flip back and forth between them. So, just like I did last week, as the days go on, every day I'll go over what I learned from these pieces of outside content, and then especially because it's such actionable stuff, you know, when they give you lists of different filters you can use, lists of leaks to look into, we're going to be utilizing what they talk about within each study session for sure. Great, great. So study methods and content. So we've got all these, got these stats here. Those are the quantifiables we'll be checking. Hypotheses, this week's goals, the future dominoes that studying this can lead to. The future dominoes that it can lead to knocking over. Oh yeah, this is what I wanted to see here. Methods preferred, online/book content. All the different days study topics. I'll start filling out the calendar as we go, and I'll be sending that to you daily in those emails. My notes down here, I just take my notes within this, just like last time. You'll see, day 9, day 10, day 11, and all the notes beyond it or below it right there. Yeah, so that is it. I'll be sending out the email with all this stuff in a little bit, all my plans for the week and everything, and then we'll get started tomorrow bright and early. I do not know which one. I'll probably start with this PokerTracker 4 quick filter thing. That'll probably be the first thing that I study. Actually, let's go ahead and just move it in, change them to numbers. Okay, these are going to be the 5 things we'll study. Might as well just study them in this order. Keep it simple. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, right here. And that is it. Good, good. Let's see. Was there anything else to cover? Where's my agenda? So that was it, just planning the week right here. So we've officially planned our week. Things will get started tomorrow. I'm going to go through and gussy this up and make it prettier and everything. Yeah, but I think we're good to go. Thank you very much, everybody, and I'll see you tomorrow. Oh, hopefully later today, you'll see me on the tables in a play session or two. Alrighty, take care.